There are 5 reasons why car setups are so important in sim racing. They allow you to have more fun, they allow you to change car behavior to your liking, they improve lap times, they improve confidence, and they improve overall depth in sim racing. I've created hundreds of setups for ACC, Le Mans Ultimate, and now also iRacing. And in this video I'll explain why I think they're so important. But let's define fun first. When is a simulation fun? Think about challenge and skill together. So if something is too challenging, you overwhelm and it's too hard, so you'll quit. Then when something is too easy and you have enough skill, then it gets boring. So you got boring and too much challenge. So you want something that is in between. When you start out sim racing, often it's too challenging. It's too challenging to make it fun. So what's gonna happen? You need assists in sim racing to help you to get around track, to make it more fun, to make it match your skill. And this is where setup comes in. Now, a lot of simulations offer safe setups or aggressive setups or fixed setups, and that's fine. But at some point, we are all different. We all need different things from the car to make it challenging, fun, and interesting. Another thing that I really like about sim racing is the infinite challenge and problems to solve. Think about us as humans. We are problem solver, and if we have a goal with an important problem for us is that we need to figure out solutions for this. Like, compare it to Formula 1 and the Constructor Championships. These are complete companies competing over the best problem solution. So they get the problem of having all these restrictions in how their car should be made, and then the challenge is going to be in that box of restrictions to figure out the fastest package. And in sim racing, this we can also do with the setup, and that's why it's so competed over, and that's why a lot of people charge for it, because it's a lot of time. It takes hours and hours to figure out the best and the fastest package of setup. That's why it's so much fun. That's why I really hate fixed series, because they block this from me. And I'm not saying that fixed series are bad. It shows a nice display on one who can adapt fastest to its particular car. But there are cars, and this is my second point I'm making, is the behavior in the cars. So let's say I really like the Chevrolet in LMU, and I like the Merc a lot in LMU. These are two completely different cars. Kudos, Le Mans Ultimate, for making very different cars. If I can tweak setup, I can adjust them to my liking, because the fixed setups, both of them, I don't like. So that blocks me from enjoying these cars. Then when people, when in ACC, I had this problem with a lot of cars as well. So I tweaked them and shared this on YouTube for everybody to enjoy. And after that, people have spammed me in my Discord inbox. Can you please make this for a Ferrari? Can you please make this for a McLaren? So there was so much demand, then people said, I will pay you for it. And that's what I did. And that's also something about my channel, about my YouTube channel, that I want to squeeze in here. I have created the Art of Car Setups. That is my full knowledge. I've worked for this for almost 2 years, so every morning I got out of bed early to try to create this system, and it's finished now, and it's in the link down below. And guess what? If people think this is interesting, they can buy it. And also they can buy the setups, and people might say, oh, but it costs money, whatever. Guess what? This video is only here because people have bought it and it's supporting my family. Else I need to eat out of a dumpster and these videos will stop. So that's the trade-off, I need to eat as well, support the family. Then we have the third point of why setups are so important. Lap time. The challenge in sim racing is to get the best lap time, right? We why bother? Let's just pointless driving laps doing nothing. We want to go fast, and the nuance is in the setup and in the cars. So like people might say, if you can't drive properly, you shouldn't worry about the setup. False. Some people really need different settings than others to be quick. So give me an esporter, I will give him the wrong wing settings and he will not have a chance on Monza. So think about this as well, and it's another layer of problem solving which is so enjoyable, tweaking the setup. I think that's so much fun. And sure, when you are really getting into sim racing and you're really into it, the setup really starts to manifest into how your car is driving a lot. So I think that is very important as well. And I think there are geniuses online making really quick setups which are really cool, and I think it's very valuable, especially when you don't have a lot of time, because when you're sim racing, you probably, and you have all this expensive gear, because let's face it, it's not cheap, but it's the best replica of doing real racing for like a minor margin on what real racing actually costs. So having people buying these setups is really great, because you can pay $10 and you can immediately push really fast lap times, which is really why we're all doing it in a way. And the fourth point I will make about setups is they improve confidence, but they can also be used to make it more challenging. And that is the thing. If you got enough confidence and you feel like the weapon, the car, you're one with the car, you're chasing the opposition down, you're finding another half tenth or tenth in one corner because you can push the car. But what you can also do when you have a more setup knowledge is create a car that is too difficult for you, but only a little bit, like little bit. So think about every time you enter a certain corner and you suddenly all need to be more careful on your steering so it doesn't oversteer on you. You can do this with setup. You can change a ride height, you can change a spring stiffness, or maybe an differential setting. I have plenty of videos about this, by the way. Check the channel. There's a million setup videos. So people might say, you can either choose, you can watch like 10 hours or 20 hours of content, or you can just read my book in 1.5 hours and to get all this knowledge condensed where it's important. Anyways, enough of the promotion. So challenge yourself with more aggressive setups. I found this to be the best, it's not the best way, it's just one way of improving your driving skill in general. If you have a car with low TC settings or low ABS settings or low brake bias or stiffer rear axles, your throttle behavior is gonna be more sharp. Your braking behavior and turning simultaneously will be more sharp. So you need to be more gentle with steering input. You need to be more gentle with the braking and throttle inputs. But the reward is that you gain rotational freedom, and rotational freedom gives you the lap time, meaning you can point the car to the exit, go on throttle earlier, and therefore be a faster car on the overall track, which reduces lap time, which makes you quicker. And this is also something you forget as well. You forget that you're building this skill with more aggressive setups. So the thing is, when you have a very fast driver making some content, it's so easy to just intuitively say, after years of experience, oh yeah, I just do this and that. Trust me, if a beginner jumps into the sim, this is often too challenging, it's too hard. So also, when you're into this thing with sim racing, you kind of forget how skilled you are at this point. It's it's a pyramid, and the top and the top is not the top lap time. A lot of people mistake this with, like, you can only make content like this when you're an alien. You can make content if you're really slow, because if you are someone who came up with, like, you can learn something from a trainee in a company as well. So I also think that everyone should create more content about this subject. I don't understand why no one talks about this as much as I do. So the fifth point I want to make is the depth, and I kind of covered it already, but there's so much depth into it. Now, if you go really deep in different simulations, you'll find that aerodynamics, for instance, although it's simulated, but it's also very limited. And same goes for tires. Tires are very limited in sim racing as well. And different sims have different quirks and different kind of styles that really complement the car. That's why I said I'm really into iRacing to understand these dynamics. But then again, like, the depth is absolutely amazing. Now, this is a bit of a different type of video, but I just wanted to get it out there, how I'm thinking about it currently. Also a little bit of my personal side, how I started this YouTube channel, because it was also because of the setup. I just think it's super, super interesting. Hey, and if you really want to get into the process of the art of car setups, or how I built my setups in a 7-step system, I highly recommend this video where I explain the first important steps. Thanks for watching.